Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another fabulous CB and the Boys radio show. We have got a fabulous hot show tonight with some fire hot topics you don't want to miss. So just sit back and relax and buckle up. It's going to be a thrilling ride on CB and the Boys. So, see you in. George, roll it.
CB Booker, George Breaker Boy Homie, Roger Hawkins, Mimi Acosta. Let's go! CB and the Boys, Midweek Motivator. Come on, gather around, get the 411, and let's talk about it.
Welcome, everyone, to CB and the Boys. I'm CB. Got the whole crew in the building, except for Roger. What's up, baby?
Technically, that's not the whole crew then.
She's like, except for Roger.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
What's up, Mimi?
I'm cool. I'm cool on that. How y'all doing?
I'm good. What's up, George?
I'm good.
Simon says, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go.
And I ran out of eyeliner and forgot to buy more.
Oh my gosh. Oh, geez, I'm red. You know what?
So I had
How do you forget to run out of eyeliner?
I don't recommend it.
You
I
could
have
just
not
use
used
crayon
liquid
or
eyeliner.
something.
Yeah. If I had it, I probably would have.
Or blush, the eyebrow pencil thingies or whatever, the eyebrow color. That
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And
I'm eyeliner, lipstick. That's all I know.
Yeah, I know eyeliner, lipstick, eyeshadow. That's what I don't even wear blush anymore.
Yeah. Anyway.
My cheeks are naturally rosy.
Hey Trey, what's up?
Hi,
So
Trey.
look, we better start off with me because I need to sip. So yeah.
Big Trey in the house. What's up?
My girl is drinking. Yeah.
I'm with you, Mimi. Here, let me hit this.
Yes.
Come get the 411. And it's Mimi's drink special. Mimi, let them know what you're sipping on.
So I am sipping on apple juice with a splash of tequila and some blackberries on top, floating, just looking like little floaters, which I probably won't eat. But yeah, that's what's going on. And it's really good. You guys know that I can't do a whole lot of nothing. So it is what it is. CB, what you got over there?
Tropical passion fruit Moscato, the end of it.
She's going to just roll up with her empty bottle. I just love it. You know what? Let's go. I love it. That's how wine should be served anyway. Just a little bit in the glass. I would have been enough to fill that whole thing. But yeah.
This gives you an idea how much I drank last week because that was a full bottle, a brand new bottle last week. And this is all that is left.
Yay! You're doing great. George, what you got?
That was a whole week.
Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't had any since the show last Wednesday. So that lets you know that was a full bottle that I had at the show last week. Brand new.
Oh, so you got drunk at the last show.
I was not drunk. Don't get it twisted. I was not drunk. No drunk.
All right. So, I reached off into my little refrigerator I got sit over here in the corner.
Okay.
A few days ago and realized, I still had. So remember our last trip to Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember what I brought in from Cabo?
Yeah.
That Cabo tequila.
Oh. What's
Yes,
up?
that Catzale Cabo. Uh,
Alrighty.
that
Nice.
what is it called? Blue agave. Blue
Okay.
agave originally tequila, and
Love
it
it.
is wonderfully smooth. So
Nice.
shots up.
Shots up. Yay, yay, yay. Yes, honey.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Love it.
sir.
Love it. Trey, what's you over there drinking? I know you got something other than water.
You better have something.
Let
Of
us
course,
know.
I got my fresh H2O to go right straight from the price chopper.
I know that's what I didn't get, but it's okay. I'll find time to go snatch one in a minute. But yeah, CB, what you got going on over there? I'm watching you.
Nothing.
Mm. Okay, okay, okay. Looking down too much. I'm like, what's she about to bring up? But yes, okay. So on the 411, there's a lot going on the 411. I don't know what y'all got, but I got just a little bit of juice. And we're going to start out with these folks that went down in the submarine.
Man,
Like,
man, we all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine.
so
Yeah.
this is my thing. Look, Father God, just I hope that, for the sake of the families, because everybody need closure, they find a submarine with all the people up in it. But this is the thing. When I saw the submarine, right, George, and I know that you're gonna look for it. When I saw the submarine, I said, "Ain't no way in hell that that thing went down there on all that pressure and didn't just blow up." Because the thing looked like some quick thing that somebody just put together and was like, "Okay, let's go down as deep into the freaking ocean as we can with this." And you going under for an expedition on the Titanic? Like really? Like all these people that died in that ocean? Like, look, I'm a spiritual person. I believe in spirits. I just believe that you just need to lead them people where they at and leave them spirits alone and stay out of them waters.
Well, for one thing, the submarine um, it's rated at 2,800 feet. It'll hold pressure up to 2,800 feet,
Okay.
and the Titanic's sitting at 1,300 feet.
Hmm.
So it was only half as deep as what it's rated to go to,
Right.
pressure wise. Um, they actually have on CNN right now as we speak.
Hmm.
They're discovering, well, they've discovered sounds that they're tracking a sound that goes off about every 20 minutes.
Okay.
They said it sounds like if they're tapping it, if there's somebody tapping at the hole of the sub, um, but they can't confirm that's what it is. They're
Right.
hoping that's what it is, but it keeps going off in the same interval of time.
Hmm.
And so at this point right now, they are tracking. Um, they are tracking. Hey, what's going on, Nathan?
Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
Ouch.
Are tracking the tracking that and following that sound to try an attempt to find that submarine.
Hmm.
Which they are running drastically out of air.
Okay. By now they haven't ran out of air? No.
No, it's 4 days, 95 hours.
Okay. Okay.
Um, the sub they maintained enough food
Okay.
for 4 days and food and water
Okay.
enough for everybody on board for 4 days. So here's the problem. So sometime tomorrow, they never said when
Hmm.
exactly, but sometime tomorrow they will hit that 95-hour mark.
I.
Oh, so here's the scary part. The trip is a 10-hour trip.
Okay.
Okay. It takes 5 hours to get down there and
Oh,
5 hours to get back.
Shiza.
So they got like 90 hours to find them because
Mm.
they're going to take 5 or 6 hours to pull it up because they got to take time to hook up to it. Then they got to pull it off the bottom and then they can't just raise it right out of the water. It can't go any faster than it would travel because the pressure would kill you.
Yes.
So people have to you have to decompress. The the submarine has to decompress when it comes up. The people inside of it, their bodies have to decompress.
Yes.
So it's a
The
process
process, of course.
to come up. They can't just pull it right on up out of the water. Everybody would implode. They just have a big tube of blood. So, yeah,
That's sad.
it's
That's sad.
it's looking bad.
I thought the
I don't,
billionaires going out into space was one thing because I was like, okay, you know what? The shuttle has been up a couple times, whatever. But submarines going down into that ocean, going down into the abyss, I'm sorry.
uh,
They could have that.
what's crazy to me is that they have way more expeditions in space
Hmm.
than they have to the bottom of the ocean. And me myself, I'm thinking that would have been the first place to go.
Right.
Want to explore some shit.
Yeah.
That's still her. That's still here on the planet.
Right. 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 Yeah.
And so you can't. You can send mother. I mean, they've had hundreds of astronauts up there. We just don't know about all the little
Yeah.
expeditions. You know, we just hear about the big major stuff.
Yeah.
So they've had oodles and gobs of astronauts in outer space. But how many people been to the bottom of the ocean? Like 10, maybe.
Yeah. If that.
So yeah, that whole deal. Prayers out to them,
Yes.
but
Definitely.
it is definitely starting to come to the not so good hour because, like I said,
Yeah.
even even if they do find them coming up on tomorrow, they're at the end of their oxygen level. They still got to have
Yeah.
time to pull them up out of there. It's not like they can get out of a submarine or something and go in there and give them oxygen because
Right.
it's too low. We don't
Yeah.
have there was no scuba gear that will withstand that pressure. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's looking all bad.
It's looking bad. So, on some other gold digging news, so Scottie Pippen's ex-wife Lars is getting half of his basketball earnings. What is your thoughts on that? I have a problem with that whole thing because my thing is at the end of the day, if that man has been playing basketball forever and that's his money, and all I'm screaming is, did you have a prenup?
Right. And apparently, if she's getting half, they didn't.
She's getting half.
That ain't right.
And having conversations with the media already about perhaps looking to into like having more like want more kids and then of course Marcus Jordan, he's just as retarded for even going with it. Like, yeah, what? For a second I thought, look, this is some publicity shit. He's gonna fall and bump his head and he's gonna be like, you know what, this is not what I want. This is wrong. But it doesn't seem like it. I said it. How you doing?
I
Yes,
said management in the
In
house.
the building. What's up? What's up? So he says, pertaining to the missing sub, first my prayers, but good information, George. But with Mimi in reference to spirits, I think that's who's sending signals. Uh huh. Leave us alone. You know,
Right,
for real,
right.
for real. I'm big on that. I'm just like, yo, leave that stuff. Yeah, and leave it alone. Yes, Trey, I do too. Like,
100% right. You're right.
look, it's one
she's
thing that you
definitely.
He's a
you
gold digger.
already you already have kids with the guy. You're gonna get something regardless. You're gonna get something. But one thing is like, okay, I want half of what he got. I don't care what. I wouldn't have done him like that. I just wouldn't have done him like that. If you just don't want to be in this marriage anymore, then go about your business. But now you're going for a basketball player's son that could be your what?
Son.
Another basketball player's son who could be your son. Like,
Right.
stop. To me, all that is wrong. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. And then
It,
the kids are in the middle of all that whole mess, and It just looks bad. What do you guys'
It
thoughts?
it is wrong because Michael and Scotty were friends. So that was wrong in itself. And yeah, she's definitely a gold digger. But I think that he also has a good case against her because he can
Hmm.
sue her for infidelity and she won't get shit. So, um, and he
Yeah.
needs to explore that. Like she's already gonna get child support. We know this, but
Right.
as far as half, no, he can sue her. He can really contest that and say, we wouldn't be even going through this if not for the infidelity.
Yeah.
So hopefully he hasn't been, unfaithful to her, which prompted this, but we don't know what's going on in their household. And when you really think about it, the whole thing is just messed up. Like seriously.
Okay, so George,
Right.
you're about to come up with some juice. Let me see what's.
Yeah, George.
Well, this is what the infamous YouTube's Nino Brown has to say about it.
Okay. Oh Lord.
Let me tell you something. A lot of you men in this generation is lucky. Because the generation I come from, them women was trying to lock your ass down and make you marry them at the age of 20, out the gate 18 getting married. In this era here, marriage taking them women from outside. They don't want no kids from your ass because that's going to keep them in the house. They don't want no marriage from your ass because guess what? That's going to tie them down to one man. And the way they loyalty set up like that, they can't do it like that. So you lucky because here's why. Scottie Pippen, number 33 for the Chicago Bulls, who played with the great Michael Jordan, got to pay his ex-wife millions in a divorce settlement. Most women become millionaires through divorce. Most women create rich lifestyles off of child support from rich men. But Larsa Pippen is built different. Not only did this woman manage to publicly embarrass her ex-husband, she took him for all his money. The man gonna die broke. Here's how. Now y'all know Michael Jordan used to play with Scottie Pippen. They were teammates. They won 6 championships together. But now they just old ass ops that don't like each other. And Mike's still winning a battle that he ain't even got to fight. Because not only his son, Marcus Jordan, smashing Scottie Pippen ex-wife, Scottie Pippen ex-wife was granted half of his NBA pension for the rest of her life through a divorce settlement. And LA County Court awarded Larsa Pippen the rights to Scottie Pippen 401k and all his savings accounts. Scottie Pippen married Larsa Pippen in 1997, but the couple divorced in 2016. Since then, she engaged in a relationship with Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan. And she done been in this relationship with Marcus Jordan for the past year and a half or better. Scottie Pippen done came out numerous times dissing Michael Jordan, talking about how he think LeBron James better than Michael Jordan. He couldn't stand Michael Jordan as a teammate. And Michael Jordan has yet to respond. He never responds. But guess what? No response is still a response. Because his son is now smashing his ex-wife and spending all her goddamn divorce settlement. All the money going because she a goddamn cougar trying to keep up with that young buck. Check this out. See, this is why you got to be careful who you marry. And you got to understand that marriage is a relationship business plan. As soon as the love fades, the business starts. Love don't pay bills, but child support do. Alimony do. Hell, even Michael Jordan went through a bad divorce. Check this out. Michael Jordan married Juanita Jordan, but he got caught cheating in 1993, and she stayed with him through all the allegations. And guess what? He retired, and that's when she hired a divorce attorney. Her divorce settlement entitled her to half his earnings for the rest of her life. So every time you buy a pair of Jordans, she get half. Juanita Jordan net worth is close to $200 million. Now, Jordan is worth billions, so he blessed. But Scottie Pippen ain't got no goddamn billions, so he got to be depressed by this situation, knowing that your ex-wife is dating your teammate's son that you do not like, the same son that she used to babysit while the team traveled for them away.
Oh my God.
See, marriage is a beautiful thing, but you gotta always make sure that you choose the best business partner. one that'll love to stay in business with you. Because basically, in a nutshell, Game said it best. Marriage is, I bet you half of everything I got that I could keep you as my wife. And guess what? Millions of men since the beginning of time have failed. Y'all make sure y'all comment below. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Y'all make sure y'all share this video and make sure you send a prayer up for Scottie Pippen because he might got to pawn them championship ring after she get a hold of his ass.
Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh, Scotty. Well, anyway.
Good luck, brother.
That's what happened when you get with these young girls, when you're playing basketball and you're like, ooh, I got me the chick right there. That chick got you now. So all I can say is prayers up for him because, you know, some guys develop all kinds of issues and the next thing you know, anyway. Yeah, so moving right along. Andre 3000 is coming out with the new album. I'm all for it because I like him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's straight away into some world of some stuff, but he's back, you know, and I'm just excited to see what his new project is going to sound like. Nobody has any comments on that. So I'm going to keep it moving.com. Okay. So another situation again, Kevin Costner's ex-wife. What is wrong with these women? She's requesting $248,000 a month in child support. Another one, like, stay with Kevin Costner. What did he do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and she looks so much younger than him. I'm just like, you know what? This is what y'all older men get messing around with these younger women. I said to say yeah in reference to Pip. Got to be more careful. Shaking my head. Yes, baby. I'm shaking my head too. I'm shaking my head at all these women getting all these men, but this is like it's like the end thing now. Like, let's just go get this money and keep it moving.com. See, the thing about it too is that a lot of women do go through a lot of stuff when they be with these you know, with these athletes and celebrities and stuff like that. Like, folks just go through stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just time to move on. But don't take all the man money like that. Like, okay.
Big business. Yeah. It's called an investment.
And I'm going to move right along. The late Tina Turner's son, Ike Jr.
Yep.
So reportedly, he was stopped and he tried to eat some crack cocaine when he was pulled over. Where he got charged with all that. My thing is, if you eat it, it's not going to make it any better. You're going to risk death unless you're trying to die. You know, they're going to have to pump your system. Well, I mean, I ain't never heard of him, like, you know, in no light. So I'm just like, dang, like. Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't just get on crack cocaine since she passed away. I'm pretty sure he was out there already living and dabbing.
No.
He just tried to eat the shit because he got stopped.
He's going through it.
Yeah.
He's got the same problem that she died from. Which, if you remember, if we talked about it at her death on our show, and I told you her other three sons, the other three sons all died from that. Now, what you have to remember is all of this came from Ike. You'd say it by, you'd want to say it came from Ike's side, but because he had the problem. But they all had this condition, and everybody in the families has died except for Junior.
Wow.
And he's the only one that's actually her biological son. The other three she adopted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were his. and she adopted him. But he's the
Oh,
only biological son of both parents.
Yeah.
oh, so it must have came from
So
father's side,
before it, but she had it
but
too.
she had
So
it too,
yeah, it's just a condition that,
deep down in the
and they've
genes on
all
both
and they've
sides.
and they've all died. They've all died from it. He's the last one, and he's probably gonna die from it too.
That cocaine got him. Let me stop. I was just about to say, some things just keep you alive longer.
Yeah. So
I'll drink to that right there. I needed a sippy sip on that one. Anyway, so well, I hope there's somebody out here to get him out of his little situation because it looks like he needs a little bit of help. Sometimes folks need direction. He probably needs to go sit down somewhere and cleanse and, hopefully he ain't trying to die too. Sometimes when people lose everybody, they just go in a different direction and can't be pulled out.
Yeah.
he's trying to get out. Just keep everything off his mind. I mean, it lost everybody to death.
Yeah.
You know, to an untimely death.
Yeah.
So
And if money was left to him, whew, Jesus. And then with a drug habit, not good.
right.
Yeah, not good. Well, prayers to him. And look, guys, that's all I got for the 411. There's a lot of stuff out there going on, but that's all I got for now. Do you guys have anything?
Yeah, I wanted to also commemorate the fact that this is also the week of Juneteenth. It was Monday, June 19th. And I just wanted to briefly go over because I don't think that a lot of people know why we celebrate Juneteenth. From a lot of the posts and things that I've seen, people don't really understand the true meaning of why Juneteenth is so significant in our culture. So basically, Juneteenth is to commemorate the day of the Emancipation Proclamation, which was originally signed by President Abraham Lincoln when the South, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to the Yankees, as they call them. They surrendered to the North, and then Abraham Lincoln drafted the Emancipation Proclamation, which was supposed to free the slaves. And this was on January 1st in 1863. Well, this was a great thing. However, the southern states, they weren't having it. They were not pleased. They didn't want to let go of their slaves. So some of them fled the South and they went to Texas. So Texas wasn't occupied by the Union Army. So they felt that they would be cool to go to Texas with their slaves who at that time didn't know that they were free. So they fled to Texas. These slaves didn't even know that they were free and had been free for over a year. So basically, on June 19th, 1865, almost 2 years after the original signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, that's when the word got to all the slaves, everyone that was in bondage, that they were free and had been free for almost 2 years. And that's why we celebrate Juneteenth on June 19th every year, because that is the day that everyone found out they were free and knew they were free. And on June 17th, 2021, our President Joe Biden signed it into law, making it a national holiday. So that is why we commemorate and celebrate and honor Juneteenth, because that is the day that we were free. People of color were free. Slaves were free. And that is why it's not a diverse holiday. And I want to stress that Juneteenth is not a holiday of diversity. So it's okay to celebrate Juneteenth, and I encourage it. Celebrate it with everyone. Everyone should honor this great day. However, don't change the meaning of why we celebrate Juneteenth and what it means to us. I mean, think about that. It seems like everything that we gets whitewashed and changed. And that's not what should happen. They don't
Mhm.
do that to Cinco de Mayo, you know. That's significant to a culture, as well as Juneteenth is significant to the Black culture. Because unless you were a white person that was a slave, which I clearly doubt, then it's not for you. You can celebrate it with us, but don't change the true meaning. Just because you try to whitewash history and make it more comfortable for white people does not escape or erase the fact that that history happened. Slavery was a
Mhm.
thing. Slavery happens. And someone mentioned that, oh, well, Black people, the Black kings sold their own people. Okay, that is true. They did. However, they did it under duress, and many of them didn't know what was going to happen to those people. And a lot of it too was fear. Imagine you're living in
Mhm.
a country where all your weapons were spears and arrows or whatever, and these strange people arrived from another land with guns, and they probably arrived and just started shooting people just to show how strong they were, how they should be feared. And they used that fear to get people to do whatever they wanted to do.
Mhm.
So if you were faced with saving your own lineage, saving your own family, as opposed to a few peasants or people, in your kingdom to, go abroad and to become slaves or whatever, then you're going to do it because you're thinking about, you know, saving yourself, saving your family. And when you're, put in that position, they really had no choice to do what they did. Doesn't excuse it, doesn't make it right, but it makes it more understandable why they did it, rather than just say, well, blacks, sold each other. Well, that is true, but you have to think of why that happened. And we see this fear mongering still today amongst people that are in power. They use the fear mongering to scare people into doing what they want them to do, like storm a the White House for January 6th. They use that fear mongering, and they're still using the fear mongering for white people are being told that they're going to be erased, that they're going to be the minority because, we're going to take over. Let's get this straight. We don't care what you people do. What we care about is us living our own lives to the best of our own abilities. We had Black Wall Street. What'd you guys do? You came and just destroyed it. We had our Black town. We had Oklahoma, the Oklahoma massacre. Why? Because Black people were prospering and thriving, not thinking about the white folks. And next thing you know, these white people ride in hoods, dressed up like beds, and destroy everything. Why? Why? It's like we can't have anything. And they try to insert themselves into everything. Let's get this straight, white people. Not everything is for you, not everything is about you. There's enough room in this world for everyone. So just stop the shenanigans and stop the madness. And happy
Share.
Juneteenth to everyone. Hopefully, everyone had a good time.
Tell us how you really feel. Down. Okay.
Well,
I have a great
that
understanding of
that was a
Juneteenth
sermon.
now. Yes, it was.
It just angers me because the fear mongering is just ridiculous. The critical race theory. For what? Trying to erase that slavery happened, trying to erase that the Trail of Tears didn't happen. Because it's not only, people of color, but also the Native Americans. They're trying to erase that as well. Like the Trail of Tears didn't happen. like all of the Native Americans didn't get displaced and sent away. It's like white people walk in and say, okay, I want this. Oh, it's inhabited. Well, they got to go. And then they claim it for themselves. It's just, it's ridiculous. And it's how it has always been and how it is still happening. And it just makes no sense. But when you hear, and let me stress this, when you hear them say, oh, I'm not a racist. Okay. Or when you hear Trump supporters say, well, not all Trump supporters are racist.
Let's get on Trump.
Well, but because when you hear them say, oh, well, not all Trump supporters are racist, or not all white people are racist. Okay, that may be true, but all of them showed that racism was not a deal breaker. Ponder on that. All of them showed that racism was not a deal breaker. And the thing is, too, the people in Germany, when the Holocaust happened, to this day, they are sorry for what happened. They're ashamed for what happened. They don't try to whitewash it. They don't try to erase it because it's uncomfortable to talk about or uncomfortable to remember. We have to remember the bad so we don't repeat the bad. That's what history is. Not repeating the sins of the past. If you don't look back, then you can't move forward because you don't know where you've been. And that's the truth of it. You have to know where you've been so you can progress forward. And you have to know the sins of the past so you don't repeat them. And people need to know what happened in history so we don't repeat the bullshit. And that's what we are, because everything old is new again. Old Jim Crow laws. Now we have new Jim Crow laws. Think about that. Next thing you know, we'll all have to pick out nice shady, well, I won't because I'll be in the house, but we'll have to pick out nice shady patches in a cotton field because we'll be slaves again. Think about that. Because there are legislatures that are trying to reintroduce those same laws. Think about that. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. When people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them.
Okay.
All right. Well, with
said,
that being said, we're going to take a pause for the calls.
Hey, everybody. It's me, CB. Join us every Wednesday for your Midweek Motivator, offering you conversation, motivation, music, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. So tune in. Let's talk. Join us as we shake things up and talk things out. CB and the boys. Join us for your Midweek Motivation. See ya.
불타오르네. I'ma make you pump like that. Make you pump like that. Make you pump like that. Make you pump like that.
Hey everybody, let's get together and feel alright with CB and the Boys radio show. Join us every Wednesday for your Midweek Motivator, offering you music, conversation, motivation, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. One love. And we are back. So I'm sorry about my
Soapbox.
my man. But I get very
she's about to start again. It's
No,
okay,
saying,
Mama.
I
It's
get
okay. We know how you
She
feel.
about to start with some movies. That's about it.
Hey, look, are there some movies?
You've been cut off. Click. Now, let's check out the movies with Crystal C.B. Booker.
And we're back. All right. Yep, there's movies. Go to the movies theater. But when you walk in, make sure you scan and look for the exits because you never know when something's going to jump off. So everybody go to the movies. Enjoy yourself. It's a great summer. There's a lot of good summer movies that are out. Transformers, Rise of the Beast. Excellent film. Great stunts. Good storyline. Good plot. It's classic Transformers, but Transformers at its best. Everyone should go see that. Also, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, very good. It is an animated film, but it is a good film. And it's getting rave reviews, so definitely go check that out. And The Little Mermaid is still doing well. Not as well, because a lot of people aren't going back to see it a second time, but it had a great opening weekend, so that counts. Also, Fast X is still playing, so definitely go check that out. And soon we're getting geared up for the new Indiana Jones, which should be the last one with Harrison Ford. So everyone look forward to that. And if you're looking for a really good summer film, Where the Boys Are with Connie Francis is a very good film. It's a classic with George, I forgot his last name. I didn't even think. Anyway, but it's a really good film. So if you want to check out Where the Boys Are, it's a good film, good beach film about a coming of age, college kids going to have one last romp before they graduate. So check it out. It's a good film. So yeah, that's it. So everybody go to the movies, enjoy, have fun, and get outside and enjoy the beautiful sun. Because soon it'll be fall and it'll be cold where you guys are. Well, not here where I am because, we have sunshine and blue skies every day in Arizona. So if you're looking for a place to move, Arizona
sunshine and blue skies, and it's muggy as hell. And as soon as you take a shower, you got to jump back in the shower. Like, look.
Not in Arizona, you don't.
When you give us one, you got to give us all.
Yeah, not in Arizona, you don't. No.
I walked from the hotel to the car. I had a suntan. I was like, what's this? And it was bad because it was like sun in little areas here. I was like, what the fuck? Right here. Like, okay.
Yeah, dry heat is a different heat. It is. It's like, see, the best way to describe it is putting your head in an oven. And pretty much that's it. Because you can bake cookies in your car. It gets that hot. I know I've done it, and my car smelled amazing.
Thanks for letting folks know that part. Well, blue skies and no, but it is beautiful though. It is beautiful. There's beautiful sceneries out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, so let's get a little worthless information. No word in the English language rhymes with month. The most common name in the world is Mohammed. The pound key on your keyboard is actually called octotroph. The only domestic animal not mentioned in the Bible is the cat. The dot over the little I, over the letter I, is called tittle. Spiral staircases in medieval castles run clockwise because all the knights used to be right-handed. When intruding armies would climb the stairs, they wouldn't be able to use their right hand, which was holding a sword because of the difficulties in climbing the stairs. The slogan on the New Hampshire license plates is "Live free or die." Ironically, prisoners in the state penitentiary in Concord make those license plates. If you pass gas constantly for 6 years and 9 months, you would produce enough gas to create an atomic bomb. And that's worthless information in 90 seconds or less.
Okay. So
Okay.
52 years by how many years of farting?
six
Divided by
years and 6 years and 9 months.
52 divided by
Wow.
6. I done created some shit. Hey, I'm just saying, go, look. Here's
Wow.
what it
Did you
is.
know the Eiffel Tower was taller in the summer than it is in the winter?
What? Because it swells? What?
Exactly.
Mm,
Metal expands in heat.
okay.
Interesting, huh?
That is pretty interesting. So
Very
for all the
You want to?
people that are wearing metal and you're trying to get 4 feet taller because you want to be 6'4".
Where they would have to physically stand in the sun all the time.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
On another note, it's also impossible to tickle yourself. You ever tried it?
Yes, I have. And it's annoying because it's
Doesn't
like if
doesn't
that
work
person can tickle me, why can't I tickle myself in the same spot?
because you know it's coming.
That part. Interesting.
Exactly.
Show.
So there you have it.
So in the world of sports, and Roger's not here. So former Steelers linebacker Clark Haggins, do you guys know who that was? Well,
Yeah.
he passed away at 46 years old. They still haven't said what happened to him. But yeah, it's just another sports death, you know.
Lots of those going around.
Yeah, yeah. He was a pretty handsome guy. Young, too young. 46. Yeah.
Mm.
So
So, Crystal,
So, George,
about that
now that
topic.
we know each other,
About that topic.
what topic?
oh, tonight's
Oh,
topic.
You killing
huh?
me, Smalls.
Oh, you know, I do have something in sports.
Oh,
The
what's that?
Kansas City Chiefs are going to play the Arizona Cardinals for the preseason on August 19th at 7 p.m. here at the State Farm Stadium. And I'm going to be there. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. So, I watched the Chiefs clean up the floor with the Cardinals last year, and I'm going to watch them do it again this year. So, yes, very excited.
In the
You
world
must
of
be
sports.
excited because that's the third week in a row you've told us that.
Yeah, it's almost football season. This is significant. I wait all year for football season, and now
Uh,
it's going to be football season, and that preseason game is the kickoff of football season.
Okay.
Do not get that. It's important. Go
you, feel,
Chiefs.
you feel some kind of way about that?
Yes, she does.
Just
I
a
wish
little
it
bit.
could be football season all year round. I love football. That's the game.
They would like never get a rest.
I know. I understand. But I still, love football. I wait for football because it's football. Football.
All righty then. So what happens was on some other notes, we got an interesting topic tonight, guys. Um, CB?
Yes, the topic is it possible for friends and lovers and ex-friends, I mean, friends and lovers and ex-partners to be friends and not friends with benefits? So I guess I'll start. Um, I don't know. Possibly. You'd have to have like strong willpower because the thing is this. If you enter into a relationship as a friends with benefit relationship, then you already know what it is. Where also, but at the same time, in any relationship, whether it's platonic, BWF or whatever, there has to be a foundation of friendship, because if you don't consider a person your friend, then you can't consider them your significant other.
A foundation of friendship with an ex, though.
It depends. Like I said, if you enter into the relationship and it's already a friends with benefit thing, and then say somebody catches feelings, because depending on how long you deal with each other, it's inevitable. Somebody is going to catch feelings, whether it be on their side or your side. Somebody is going to catch feelings, especially if you dealt with someone for years. At some point, some feelings are going to surface, but you can't be mad, because when you entered into that relationship, you knew what it was. It is what it is. You got to stay in your lane.
Yeah, but that's not the question though. The question is,
Yeah.
can you have a friendship without the extra with somebody whom you've already been with?
Right. And then for the purpose of benefit.
Hmm.
Yes? Am I saying that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Hell nah. You gotta leave that shit alone. Because it's only a matter of time before somebody catch feelings and it be the bullshit. If it wasn't for me, da 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 da, or they'll see you out with your significant other and show out.
Yeah.
Like, no, the way karma works in the universe, you want to stay away from all that. The more the merrier. Stay away. And I'm just saying, it just shouldn't be.
I need a drink on that.
No, you don't go back to an ex asking for an ex for shit if you moved on. Period. Now, if you haven't moved on,
Well, what if it happens just unintentionally? It's just like right place, right time,
right
and
place, right time, and you do what with an ex?
sleep with them.
Oh, that's some crazy shit right there. Hell nah. Ain't gonna be no right place at no right time. Because at the end of the day, somebody made that happen. It ain't gonna be that. What we gonna do? Bump up at the club and be like, the bathroom is right there. Depending on how freaky it
So,
was.
so what you're saying is you can't be friends with an ex and
I'm friends with all my exes to an extent.
not have anything with them, not ever do anything with them again.
Of course. But
That's
I
the
don't,
question.
yeah, nah, but not do nothing with them, period. Why would you want to?
I'm not saying you want to. I'm asking you if you can.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd just stay away
So
altogether.
you can be friends with an ex, or no,
I
you
can
can't.
I can be. I can be friends, but it's not gonna be friends with benefits and contact and none of that shit. Because the
Right.
first thing that's gonna happen is,
That's the question.
baby, remember when we used to do this? And it's like, dude, it's like I'm not even thinking on that, man.
So you
Like
can be cordial friends,
I can
like
be
you say,
cordial.
hi and by, do the nod when you walk
But we
by.
ain't talking about what had happened was and when me, you, and the dog used to go to the mailbox. Ain't gonna be none of that shit.
You
Ain't
can't
gonna
go
be none.
hang out, go to the movies, none of
Oh
that, huh?
hell no, not ever. What? Not ever. Not even not the thought doesn't even cross the mind. No.
So if you're like out and you're walking and you see this person and then you guys see each other, oh wow, good to see you. All right, go bye.
It's not even a conversation. I just do the little head shake thing like, and keep it
Hmm.
going.
That's not being friends then.
Well, we're not trying to be friends. I ain't trying to be friends with nobody.
That's what
Bye.
the question is. Can you be friends with an
I
ex?
can be friends, but I won't be friends. I
Ah,
know.
Big difference.
I'm a little hardball. I know.
there you go.
I'm something else. I know. I know.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. That's a totally fine
Because
response.
that could go into another direction really quickly.
Right.
It
That
can
part.
just go. And if and
That's
if
what we're
and
that's what we're trying to
and
establish.
look, and I'm not trying to say that I don't trust myself to the point where it's like, oh, if there's a possibility. No, I don't even want to chance it. I don't even want to give that individual the what's the word? There's a word for it. I don't want to give him the ah. I don't want him to think that it's okay for him to come at me in a certain way because it's something that you've been accustomed to doing when you were together or when the breakup was fresh and all that good old stuff and you can tap back and all that bullshit. Like, nah, you're not getting the possibility of none of this. And so you
So
just got to keep it moving.
so you can't have a platonic relationship with like your baby daddy.
No, hell no. We
It's
ain't
a
having no. They're grown. Fuck that. Shit. We ain't talking about shit.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone. I'm sorry. I just went in that one.
All
I
right.
have to,
Uh,
no.
On to the next topic. I'm going to get a little
Next
controversial.
topic.
Mm.
Go ahead.
I'm going to get a little controversial. I'd like to know what you guys think about critical race theory.
About what? I'm
Critical
sorry.
race theory.
Oh God, you going back to the races, the black and white thing. What kind of night are you having, Mama?
Now, I just want to know what you guys' take on that is. What
well,
you guys think.
we did a whole show on that alone.
When did we do that?
One of those nights when you weren't all here.
Apparently.
Wait, so if I go back and find the flyer,
Nah,
I'm just
don't
saying.
do that. Don't do
Okay,
that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying because it happened.
So what's
But
what's your question?
No, I mean,
Oh,
do you guys agree with the critical race theory, like in the schools and stuff, where they're trying to erase the history?
man, you just want to talk about that. You just really want to talk about that.
Well, it's Juneteenth, and with the things that are going on and stuff right now, it's kind of significant. I'm
Yeah,
just curious what you guys think. That's all.
I don't think nothing of it. To be perfectly honest, I've been over that a very long time ago when they started taking out music and they took out the Bible and the kids not being able to pray in the mornings like like they used to, and they started getting all crazy about you know the teachers praying in classes, and now you got all these different backgrounds and religions and shit and all this stuff, and it became some crazy stuff. I was just out of it. Like, you know what? They done took music and the arts out of school. They messed the whole thing up.
That I agree with.
Kids can't be as creative as they want to be, and they just can't have a good time because now everybody's so touchy.
Yeah. So, do you
You
think
know,
that government should have a say in everybody's lives, like how everything gets implemented and how everything, it's like basically the government is dictating what we do, how
no,
we
I
live.
don't give a shit about what the government thinks or how they feel or their rules and regulations or their changes or not changes because I don't live in a way where I have to depend on what the government says. Like, I just really don't care. Like, I'm over all that. Because if you have to sit back and think about the things that they want you to do or not do, or whatever the case may be, this is what they need to do. They need to pay attention to these kids out here killing each other and really implement curfew all across the United States for these kids a certain age group that out here in these streets and the parents that are allowing them to be out in the streets. Now that's something to talk about. But when it comes to like them running our shit, I don't even think about that no more. That's why I hardly watch TV. I do, what I love to do in TV, film, and music and artistry and the arts and everything that I love. And I just don't really pay too much attention to the government. If we keep listening to the government, we're gonna end up in a really interesting situation. And I know that they do have some type of control as to what they do or how they do certain things, but you don't have to follow through with their ideas or their rules and regulations and however they're trying to regulate our lives. You just don't have to abide by it.
But the thing is, we do. Here's the thing. So, if the government decided that everyone who wears red gets arrested,
I
and they
wear so
put
much freaking red. I'm straight
and
up. I'm in prison already. Oh,
they
wow.
put that out there, the police would have to adhere to, if they see someone in red, to arrest them.
This is the thing, sis. That's not what's happening right now.
No, I'm using that as an example.
I know that's a
Of
hell of an example. Like, give us an example of something that's really happening right now that's really affecting everybody right now. when it comes
Yeah,
to the
but
government.
I use that as an example just to show just how powerful the government is.
They're not powerful at all. They
They
instill that fear in people.
that's the key. That's what I'm looking for.
They're
Fear.
instilling fear in
Yeah.
folks. That's why I don't give a shit. I'd be like, that's just not, that's the reason why I left the government. I worked
They
for the police department. I worked for the Department of Public Works. It was just always something. There's controversy and all of that. There's mess in all of it. I stayed the hell away. I was just like, and even Department of Labor, like when I first started working at the Department of Labor here in Georgia, I just had to get away from the government because it's all a mess.
yeah.
And I just don't like being a part of mess. So I'm like,
And
nah,
that
these folks are not going to control me.
yeah, and that's what they use, like you said, is fear. So the problem lies, like sometimes fear can be a good thing. Like if you are near fire, you don't want to touch it for fear you get burned.
Mhm.
That's a good fear. But when fear is used as a weapon, as a source to control or to incite mob-like mentality, that's when it becomes a problem. And that is what is going on right now.
Yeah,
You
people have
want
become
proof of
time
that?
bombs.
January 6th. And then a lot of these shootings that have been happening with
Hmm.
these mass shooters, they look and they see these manifestos that these psychos have left. And first thing they see are the Nazi sign. And then they see how in their mind they feel like, they're doing their duty to protect themselves, or because they don't like a group of people, they just decide, okay, well, we'll just eradicate this group of people. So it's a real thing and it's scary.
Yeah,
I remember a time when you could walk down the street and feel safe. Now you can't. And then there's this new thing. I saw a video on the
shit.
news.
Unless you walk down the street with your 22,
Okay. Yeah.
I feel
With
safe whenever I step
22.
out. Yeah, 22 could still do damage. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It could still do damage.
22 at 10 can do damage. A bullet.
Tricking yourself.
And aimed in the right spot, it can do damage. I don't think anybody walks out and say, you know what? I want to get shot today.
Yeah, but it
It's
could
not
happen.
something anyone wants to do. I don't think people wake up and say, hey. So when you think of what's going on now, and that is what's going on now. Like I said, I remember a time like George would know. I lived in Kansas City, and I used to walk to Indian Springs from my house. There's no way that I would walk anywhere now unless I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely had to, and it had to be in the day. I remember I used to walk through Clam Park at night to go to my friend's house. So there's no way I would do that now.
Kansas City is a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a little, just a
It's
little like,
changed.
okay,
It's changed a lot from what I hear. My mom keeps me abreast of what's going on in KC. And shout out to all our KC people. We love Kansas City. That's always going to be my hometown, but Arizona's just home now. That's all. But I will always love Kansas City. Love
Kansas City have some really, really good people though.
Yeah.
I met some great, really great folks there. Like, I want to go back there for my birthday.
Yeah. Kansas City is awesome, but the thing is, you take your chances wherever you live. There's
Hell
really
yeah.
no safe haven anymore.
No, of course
School
not.
is not even a safe haven anymore. It used to be where if you were having problems at home, at least you're safe at school. If there was something going on outside in the rural, at least you were safe at school. Now
Not
that's
no more.
okay.
Shit.
You're going to the grocery store. People are now taking more to having their groceries delivered because they're scared to go out to the grocery store. Because, you just don't know where something is going to happen, but you can't live your life in a box, expecting something to happen, because then you risk the letting life pass you by. And that's what you don't want. Because time is something that can be wasted, but shouldn't be. But it can be wasted. But time is also something that you can't get back. So you can't live yourself, live your life in a box thinking that, oh, things will get better or I'll be safe here. You're not even safe at home. Hence
Right.
home invasions. There is no safe place. The thing is, you just have to be careful and be aware of your surroundings. And then I also want to say this to a lot of you influencers out there, you young girls who are getting brand deals, and you're getting contacted by hotels to stay at their property for a weekend. Just be careful, because that's also a new ploy that they're using to kidnap you and sex traffic you. So just be aware and always do your due diligence. Don't just take something at face value because it looks good or sounds good. Because a word of advice, if it sounds too good to be true, then it is. And that's what many of us have found. And some people have found that out the hard way. And we are also living in times where people are desperate. So if someone calls you up and tells you you've applied for loans and been denied and you're in a desperate situation, and then you get a phone call and they're telling you've been approved for a $5,000 loan that you asked for, and then they want you to go get a green dot card, and they'll put, it's a scam. Don't fall for it. If it sounds crazy, then it is crazy. So in this day and age, we just have to be careful. Don't stop living your life. By all means, don't stop living your life. Live your life to the fullest, to the best that you can. But just be careful and be aware. Be aware.
Okay. Look, and for you young girls that are out here listening to this show right now, or those parents that are watching, please get your girls to stop going on the internet and hooking up with these deadbeats that are going to probably get them killed or snatch them into another country. Because this is the thing. Until something bad happens to these girls, they won't stop. And it's interesting because it's happening a whole lot. And it's not only girls that are coming up missing, it's young boys that are coming up missing, being snatched too. It's all the way crazy out here.
Yeah.
These kids are being shot and killed left and right. The news is not even, this is no good news anymore. And then every now and then they want to put up the Wednesday child. And I just be like, you put up all this killing and all of a sudden you want somebody to adopt somebody. Yeah.
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 And
So hot ass girls,
yeah.
keep your legs closed, to stay off the internet. Stop messing around with these guys that you guys think that they're the same age group. And when you meet up with them, they're grown, old ass men trying to get to your Lolo.
hmm But then that also falls on the parents as well. You have to know what your child is doing.
You know what? So I want to say something about that
hmm
because people say that when it comes to the parents, there's only so much you can control as a parent unless there is internet service that is out in the living room where everybody jumps online and nobody has computers in their room.
mm
But the way things are today, everybody has cell phones and these kids are just doing the most, and no matter how much you
This is
think you
true.
can even trust your child in doing the right thing, they're going to be out there testing the waters because that's just what they do,
This is true.
you know?
This is true.
This
But
is
if
just,
you don't let the
Well,
technology babysit your kids, like people are putting.
exactly. That's what I was just going to say. That's part of the problem.
I'm
Is
sorry, say that again.
cell phones and video games have become babysitters.
Yeah.
Yes, of
hmm
course. Of course, there's not the let's have dinner, leave the cell phones off the table anymore type shit. Everybody's at the dinner table with their cell phones. There's no
But
conversation, there's no love anymore. Everybody's just a bunch of robots and the robots are taking over. So,
yeah, but AI
That's
is amazing. I'm sorry, I'm always singing the praises of AI. AI is the shit. It is.
well, I'm gonna say this because I just actually did some stuff with this little AI app and It was freaking amazing. It actually freaked me the hell out because I can do some serious letter writing and shit now. Like I don't have to sit down and bust my brain and bubble anymore. So AI is good for a couple of things. The
Mhm.
problem is, I think when we download programs like that on our cell phone, we got to be careful. I don't know. It's just something about this whole AI thing. I feel like they could just, well, you know what? Look, anybody could just jump into your cell phone and snatch your shit. So it just doesn't matter. Just do me a favor. Don't call none of my people on my phone talking about I'm calling on behalf of Mimi Acosta because that's a damn lie. Ain't nobody calling on my behalf. If I'm not calling myself, you don't hear my damn voice on the other side of that phone. No. And ask it some questions, okay? They come talking about, oh, this is Mimi Acosta. Hey, how you doing? And they manage to get my voice because
Mhm.
that's what's happening now. Ask it some interesting questions that only you and I would know.
Exactly. That's what I do. Like on Facebook, if someone, especially like I got a friend request from my mom, and I was like, this is crazy because we're already friends, number one. And so I was asking, I was like, so how do you know me? How have we met? And whoever it was, they couldn't answer. Like I think they said something. We went to school together, and I'm like,
Yeah, let me see my mother. Be like, I'm your mother, dummy.
yeah. So it's like people are hijacking people's
Duplicating
account.
your accounts.
Yeah, catfishing is real.
Yeah.
And when that's why when someone asks or a friend requests me or sends a message on Facebook, I always ask them questions that only me and that other person would know. And you just have to be careful. And you just mentioned snatching. So also let me say that it's not just young girls that are getting snatched, but also older women of our age are also
Yes.
being accosted. Like they don't care who it is. And I guess there must be a shortage that they're, moving up the age bracket
We let me
because
tell you let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this right now. We
Mhm.
will die. You hear me? We will die. You're gonna have to kill me because
Right?
you're not gonna let me live. That's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna allow me to survive that fight because that fight will be real.
Mm-hmm.
You
Heck
know.
yeah.
And I walk with stuff on me now, and I'm always ready. Do not ever walk up on me talking about hey, because you might get stabbed. Like I'm so serious with it now
Mm-hmm.
because things are
Have
so
to be.
crazy out here. You just don't know who can walk up on you or run up on you, and you're gonna run up on some shit. You run up
Yeah.
on this. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to all the people I like to say boo, because I've watched some crazy
So
stuff.
violent.
Hey, you know what?
So angry, so
I got to
violent.
survive.
Damn that rap music.
I got to survive this crazy game out here. Okay, so don't try
Hmm.
to snatch me, Mia Costa, because I'm telling you now, you're gonna get some. So you know how to.
But the thing is, we have to be that way. You have to be vigilant. And the thing is, being aware of your surroundings. People being aware of your surroundings is key. It's everything. If you
Yeah.
know that you're going to the mall, don't park next to a van. Don't park next to a truck, if at
What if
all
you
possible.
what if you come out the mall and the van's parked next to you? Will you not go to your car?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go get a security guard. That's what they're there for. Mall security will walk you to your vehicle if you don't feel safe. That's what they're there for.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are walking to your car and you see that a van is parked next to you and you don't feel safe going to your car,
Mm-hmm.
go back in there and get the mall security. They will walk you to your
Yeah,
car.
most recently I was actually I had actually went to my car and I was sitting there. I had just pulled up and I'm looking at this van and the van is like a couple of lanes over, but I'm
Mhm,
looking at the van and people are sitting in the van and I'm like until that van pulls out, I'm not gonna come out. And of
mhm.
course they didn't come out and I just decided, you know what, maybe today's just not a good day to go to the grocery store. I'll just come back tomorrow.
Right?
And I just left. I did something just in me just felt weird, and I was like, "Nah, I don't like how that looks." It could have been very innocent, but I don't know, and I didn't want to take the chance.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Live
So
to fight another day. That's what it's all about. Keyword living.
yeah, I didn't feel like fighting. I wasn't justified. I was in my cute little outfit. I had my little heel on. Yeah.
Take the heel and stab them in the forehead.
Mimi,
So violent. That's
we'll make sure
wild.
make sure if they've seen this podcast, they're not coming after you. They're gonna be like, leave that little motherfucker alone.
They want to, I'm telling you.
Oh, excuse me.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
And there you have it.
And there you have it. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm very aware of my surroundings. I don't go nowhere and just stop my car and jump right out. And I sit down for a while. I watch everything around me, all the movements, who's coming, who's going. It takes me a while, and then I get out. And when I'm coming back, I'm looking at everything around me. You know, when I go to the gas pump, as soon as I get out of the car, I lock it with the alarm. You know, I go in, I come back, and I'm not going to get in until that gas is pumped.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at the surroundings before I even get in it, because folks are just that fast.
Yeah, there's this new thing called jugging. And what it is if you have like any of your car doors unlocked, they can get into your car and either steal your purse or whatever you have, or some have gotten in the back seat of people's cars and like hid back there to do whatever they're gonna do to them. One was caught on camera at the gas station, and lucky the gas station attendant was, looking at the cameras and saw that person get into this old lady's the back seat of her car. And she the gas station attendant came outside and told the lady, she needed to come back inside and let her know that there was someone hiding in her back seat. And when she saw that, she had already called the police. And so the police came on scene and they pulled the dude from on the floor of the back seat. He was hiding. So, like you were saying, like locking the doors, and making sure the alarm and stuff is on, because you don't know what's in the hearts and minds of people. And many people are desperate these days and they don't care, they don't care. And it is a scary thing, and it's called jugging. Right. And I'm like, that's crazy. And the sad part is it's a thing.
I'm trying to figure out where the hell did they come up with this damn name, jugging? Some
criminal that came up with the shit and spread the word.
Right.
It's stealing, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They already made a word for it. It's called stealing. Fuck you mean?
That's just another word. Look, stealing is stealing in general. Drugging is the gas station shit, or the anywhere shit for that matter. It's jumping in your car.
Apparently, it's a bank thing here, around here.
I would put on my seatbelt so damn tight and crush into a wall sideways.
Okay.
Just pulled up a news article about them jugging on 95th and Quivira.
What?
They following people from banks, and when they go to their next destination, and they get out their car and leave their money in the car. They go in and steal it out the car.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, that's stupid anyway. I would never leave my money anywhere. It'd be in my pocket. So if you're gonna steal my money, you're gonna have to steal me, and that might pose to be a little problem because I'm that motherfucker. I'm just saying. Jugging. Get the fuck out of here. Who the hell came up with that word? A motherfucker with no English literature about themselves at all.
The probably walk and say, "What your name is?"
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy how they come up with these things. So crazy. Right. So on the submarine, did they ever say how it got lost or what the hell happened? Or do they just not know?
They don't
They don't
know.
know. They
You know
lost
that
communication
don't
and they
sound
don't
right.
know why.
It could have been a suicide mission.
Because I heard that the submarine
I'm sorry
was,
for saying that, Father God. That sounded so bad.
I
I
heard
said that
that
shit so casually. Oh, maybe it was a suicide mission. Dun, 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 dun.
well, I was talking to my daughter and she was saying that the submarine was kind of like jerry rigs, that it was controlled by like a game controller. It wasn't like high tech
I know it wasn't high
type
tech when I
stuff.
saw the shit. I was like,
Yeah.
what kind of booty ass freaking submarine is this? What the hell is this thing made of? But
Yeah. Yeah. Trey said he heard about it too. It was like remote control type thing. So it was not high tech. And for them to have paid that much money,
That is high tech for it to be remote controlled. That's even more high tech. What do you mean?
well, it was like controlled by a game controller type thing.
Right.
It was weird. But it wasn't like when you look at it, it doesn't look like it costs millions and millions of dollars,
nah, this
is
shit
what
looked
I'm
like some
saying.
kids made it in a
Yeah,
freaking
exactly.
lab.
They
Exactly.
they did. They did.
They did what?
You said it looks like some kids made it. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So SpaceX, which is the company,
Mm.
Mm.
its chief engineer is 14 years old.
Wow.
14-year-old genius.
A genius that came up with a submarine that's gonna go down and never come up. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's their first mission. They've
It's the last
they've
one though.
Mm.
Oh my bad. Oh my
it
bad.
ain't gonna be it
Dang,
ain't gonna be the
sorry.
last one.
Well,
Somebody gonna be down there right behind them.
you
You
think?
know,
Some
yeah.
idiots. And it's always these. These just can't leave shit alone. They just can't. Just think
Man,
about it. When you walk into an abandoned building, or say, for example, a prison that's been abandoned for years, next thing you know, they're coming with the ghost mobile and all this technology to try to talk to a fucking ghost. Like, they just can't leave it alone. They cannot. You know, they run to danger. We run away from it. They run to it. It's just so stupid to me. It makes no sense. Like, if we heard gunshots, what are we gonna do? We're gonna run. Now these motherfuckers gonna go run to it. Like, what was that? Oh, let's go see. Mm-mm. 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 No ma'am, no ma'am,
this
no
guy
ma'am.
Crystal be on one, man. Well,
Well,
So
well, stupidity infuriates me. I'm sorry, but
of
it
course.
does.
Of
so
And
course.
let's
we are
check out
surrounded by stupid. We're living in the age of stupid. We really are.
Uh-oh. Bring it, George.
let's check out this 2 minute spot here and see what it has to say.
Okay.
No.
The teams were racing around the clock trying to rescue the 5 members of a group that went down in a submersible that has been missing since Sunday. It's in the North Atlantic, pretty remote area, and then they were supposed to go to a depth of nearly 2.5 miles, where the Titanic wreckage is located. It's a very deep area, so it's hard to find an object that's not much bigger than a van. You have to look both on the surface
Look at
and
this
below
shit.
the surface because it could be floating, but it could be underwater. So it's just a huge amount of space to look in, and in a pretty remote area. So that combination makes it difficult, makes it hard to get the ships out there. You can get the planes fast enough, but not the ships that are supposed to help in the search. Apparently, it was one pilot and 4 crew members. I think they call them mission specialists. They're essentially tourists. They have a little bit of training and they have quite a bit of interest in what this company Ocean Group offered with this trip to see the wreckage of the Titanic. It's a unique experience. The cost of the trip right now is about $250,000. So it's a curiosity, and it has drawn It has some interest from some people who can afford it, but it has some risks. The initial amount of oxygen and fuel and survival capability was supposed to be 4 days worth. So that puts the potentially devastating consequences coming around on Thursday. And there's a report that came out from the New York Times saying that a trade group had in 2018 written a letter to OceanGate, the company, warning them about their approach to developing this vessel called the Titan, saying that they weren't sure that this vessel was really safe, saying that it may not be sticking to industry standards, and they were concerned about potentially catastrophic outcome and the impact it would have on the industry itself.
Mm, mm,
Like I said, they can't leave it alone. They cannot leave it alone. There are some places that we weren't meant to go. If we were meant to go and walk on the bottom of the ocean, we would fucking have fins.
I
We
mean,
would
deep sea
have
fishing
gifts.
is beautiful, though, but not into the abyss. I'm sorry.
It doesn't make sense. And then by looking at the vessel, why would you even get in it? Because it doesn't look safe. One, it's no bigger than a minute. So we're gonna be stuck in that little damn thing for at least 5 hours to get all the way down there. Number one. So it's like it's so stupid to me. It makes no freaking sense. I said it
So
said the producer of The Simpsons and others spoke about how when they went on the sub, it had issues with communication. Well, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to even risk it. $260,000 to die?
Yeah, so it's 4
that's
people
that's
for
that's a
$1 million.
that's a pair. That's a pair. No, it's a pair because it's only 125,000 a person. It's
Oh,
200.
Only
okay.
Yeah,
125. Only
yeah.
125,000. Not $125. 125,000. Let that marinate.
Well,
To literally get in a tin can. Literally.
let's see what
So
Dr. Kenneth
now,
Letters have to say.
now they. What'd you say?
Let's see what he's got to say. What's this guy talking about?
So now they're talking about their oxygen levels.
Well,
Are
I
they
mean,
gonna bring in
if
all
they
kind of
are
experts?
let's say they're rescued after the oxygen levels drop too low. They're not going to be able to rescue themselves. They'll have to be carried out, and depending on how long and how low the oxygen has been, will determine what the long-term outcome is. Can people survive after exposure to those conditions? Yes, they could have damage to the nervous system or heart in extended time. So really, it's going to be a gradual deterioration. So I don't think they should give up. I think they should keep their efforts going, to see if they can get them up in time. Absolutely. The diameter of the submersible is actually significantly less than this chamber. So because it's the confined space, you can imagine, how difficult it is to control the interior environment, the humidity, the temperature, the oxygen level, and the carbon dioxide. But if they're still alive, they're doing everything they possibly can now to survive. They're smart, and they know the steps they got to make.
Look at that little shit.
Hell nah.
Look at that little shit. You're literally getting into a sardine can. Not
No.
even a tin can, a sardine can that you're crammed in there like sardines. There's no level of comfort. 5 hours in that? You spent 125,000 or 260,000 for that?
It's
Come on.
10 hours.
No.
10 hours. That's even worse.
No.
5 hours one way.
That's stupidity. So you know what? They say it's bad to speak ill of the dead, but that's just stupid. What happens. What they get is what they get. If you're that stupid, then hey, stupid is as stupid does.
Okay.
And people looking for adventure.
People
Yeah,
looking for adventure.
most of them are.
Well, I'm not
Well, they
big,
got it.
and I want to go on a tornado expedition. I
I
do.
have. I've been on many.
I do.
I've
I
been on
do.
many.
I've always wanted to go on a tornado expedition. I
I've-
mean, I've been in one good one when I was in Hurricane Maryland, but that wasn't an expedition. That was a freaking experience, you know. But I would love to go on a tour. I love tornadoes. I hate what they do, you know. But I just love nature. I just love to see things happening, you know.
I like when nature strikes, like when someone does something stupid and nature's like, don't do that, dumbass.
You know what? You're talking about folks being struck by lightning because that's what that sounds like you're about to say.
No, lightning, that's something that's beyond your control. But like, for example, there's a crocodile on the
Oh
bank,
Lord.
and it's sitting there sunning itself on the river. And you take a stick and you start to poke said crocodile. And next thing you know, said crocodile has your arm in said crocodile's mouth. That's stupidity.
Oh, got a lot going on.
Exactly.
What had happened
It's
was the
dumb
moment.
as hell. It just makes no sense. Like, there are people that pay money to wrestle bears or to pay money to wrestle crocodiles.
Trey, shut up. Trey talking about me. Move up here to Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley.
Yeah,
No, this is the
Kansas
thing.
City is Tornado Alley.
Yeah, I'm not trying to move there. I'm not trying to move into the situation. I just want to see it with my own eyes. That's all. That's all. No moving. It's a proven fact that the richest people aren't always the smartest. They pay for ideas
Preach.
and workers to implement their mission. That is so true.
Preach.
That is so true.
Preach
Yeah.
it.
At the cost of everybody's lives. Look, I got the money. We going. What?
Right.
But that's the difference between sense and common sense. And there is just not a lot of common sense these days.
And one of the passengers was a kid, right?
No.
No?
No.
They were all adults? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they said that one of the passengers was a kid or, you know, a teenager or some shit.
All stupid adults with nothing else to do, apparently. Yeah, let's go to the bottom of the ocean. You know, hey, why not? In a tin can. Yeah. There's a chance we might not go back, but hey, at least we went.
All right. Our names will be in the history books.
Yeah. As being the stupidest people to walk the planet.
I knew you was going to say that shit. I almost didn't want to say it, but it came out already.
I mean, is it different? I don't know. Maybe it's just our mindsets. But if I walk into a house and it's, you know, abandoned, I'm looking at it for the first time, everything is good. And then I hear a voice that says, get out. I'm going to leave.
Oh, it's time to go.
But from what I've seen with these, they move in and call in Ghostbusters.
This is just for you, Mimi.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but for storm chasers, it can mean life or death as they risk their lives to capture some of Mother Nature's fiercest
look at that
moments.
beautiful.
I spoke with a local woman about her passion for running toward Mother Nature when most of us run away from it. When nature strikes, one woman is usually within striking distance, camera in hand, and ready to document nature's wrath.
Anything outside having to do with outdoors, I love to shoot the landscape. I love shooting astrophotography.
Grace Bailey says she always had a love for photography, but it wasn't until the early 2000s when she would invest in her first camera.
You know, a Canon Rebel or whatever it was. And I started taking pictures of the kids, but then I started to realize that it took really great pictures. These new digital cameras, even in 2003, would take great photos.
The rest, she says, is history.
The dogs and the wildlife and watching coyotes run in the desert, and it just took off from there.
The West Texas native turned Tucsonian captures everything from weddings to graduation.
Pretty much if I can point my camera at it, I want to shoot it.
She even spends a few weeks storm chasing in the Midwest every year. But it's Tucson's monsoon season, that gets this mother of three's adrenaline pumping.
It was just something else, finally, to experience the monsoon for yourself, especially if you've ever had any kind of passion for weather.
Since turning her hobby into a passion,
Ooh.
Bailey says she's learned a lot about the art of storm chasing.
When I first started, I was just trying to take pictures, and I would just push the shutter button over and over, hoping to get a shot of lightning. Setup is so important.
The storm chaser says it's all about patience and being in the right place at the right time.
Capturing a bolt striking the mountain peak, it just involves a little bit of patience. Obviously, it took me 6 years to get that shot.
The photo that took 6 years to capture is this one.
Shot just right over there.
A breathtaking lightning bolt striking the top of Elephant's Peak.
Look at that.
Passion comes with its risk. Bailey says she goes through every precaution before chasing her next million.
Oh, that's
shot.
beautiful.
Well, I got struck by lightning in 2001.
Yeah, she's making money.
Through her relentless pursuit, she's captured dozens of breathtaking photos, something she takes
Oh my
pride
God,
in.
look at
You
that.
want your work to be shared, and to have that seen by so many others and to be recognized after all of that hard work that goes into really trying to not just capture a normal shot, but to capture and bring home something extraordinary.
Bailey encourages every other aspiring storm chaser to get out there and document their own stories through the power of photography.
If you have just a cell phone, start taking pictures. Don't wait to try to upgrade your equipment to start enjoying these beautiful skies.
While experts are predicting an average monsoon season for 2023,
An average monsoon for Tucson is still a great monsoon.
Bailey is eager to spend the time outdoors, capturing the essence of Mother Nature and the beauty of Tucson.
Can you imagine just envisioning all of the potential with saguaros and the coyotes and all of the beauty that the Sonoran Desert provides, and then put a huge bolt of lightning on top of it all? It goes without saying.
Wow.
As a photographer and a fellow photographer, respect, because she's good, and she definitely does put her life at risk. But those are some amazing shots.
You heard her say she got struck by lightning in 2001.
Yeah. But she didn't let that stop her. She has resilience. So, shout out to her. I'll stick with, I love taking nature shots, but I like taking rainbows, and I love doing cloud pictures. I have tons of cloud pictures that are all over the internet that I've taken. But man, and I like going to the airport and taking pictures of the planes, taking off, landing. You can get some really good shots just by pointing your camera to the sky, because you never know what you're going to get, what you're going to see. But I love photography. I've been doing photography for well over 20 years. I started small, like doing weddings, and I vowed I'd never do another wedding. You couldn't pay me to do a wedding. The only way I'd do another wedding is for $1 million. You give me $1 million, I'll shoot your wedding, but not for under that.
$1 million.
Seriously. That is how frustrating and tedious it is, because when you do a wedding, you are dealing with not just bridezillas, but you're dealing with the brides, what they want. You're dealing with the grooms. You're dealing with the mother of the bride. You're dealing with bridesmaids. You're dealing with so many different personalities all at once. And you have to take control of the whole situation, because the bride doesn't know what she wants. She knows she wants pictures, but she doesn't know what pictures she wants. So you have to take control of the situation. And the thing is, if you're not a people person, then photography is not for you. So I do portraits, I do boudoir, I do it all, but I refuse to do another wedding ever. My last wedding, as a matter of fact, was in Kansas City, and the groom was late for his own wedding. The wedding was supposed to start like at noon, and the wedding did not start till 4 because the groom disappeared. He was off somewhere playing Call of Duty and almost missed his wedding.
That's
and
funny.
For me, that was it. I was done, because it was crazy. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that one. And that's what made me decide I'd never do another wedding ever. Ever, ever, ever. No.
Oh, wow. People don't ask Crystal to take a picture of your wedding, right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Unless you have $1 million.
You can ask, but it'll cost you $1 million.
That's right. Asking ain't getting. Asking ain't getting.
Anyway.
Because it's like you can ask till the cows come home, but just because you ask does not mean you're gonna get.
Bring it, George. What's going on?
He's got
It's gonna be me one day.
What a monster! Right up next to 2 of them now.
Holy shit! Look at that. Ooh, yes! Look
and
at
they're
that.
driving straight towards it.
That's close to friggin' enough, man.
You know, many storm chasers have lost their lives doing this dumb shit.
Yeah, of course. That's too friggin' cool. Look at the cars that are there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is not cool. Oh
It's
yeah,
stupidity at its finest.
That's too close. Oh my God, but it's beautiful though. Look at that. Look at nature.
Just think of that as a big old fireball. You
Man,
know it's going to be hot, yet you're going to go towards it anyway.
That's the shit though. Look at that.
That's like touching fire. The wind, just the sheer wind power on a tornado.
They are too close.
It's crazy.
Wow. Yo.
It's crazy.
Thank you, George.
That is crazy.
Others are going to be like, yeah, she is twisted.
Mm. Gone with the wind, fabulous.
I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. I just love it.
So I must say, I myself am fascinated by tornadoes, and I have done my fair share of tornado chasing.
You gotten close like that?
I don't think I've gotten quite as close as that car was, but
that's too close.
The closest I got, it probably was that close because we all ran up under a bridge with a bunch of people. It was a bunch of people on 2 sides of. Yeah.
Shit.
Well, we drove under the bridge.
Okay.
Got out the cars and ran up to the point where the bridge meets the ground. You know, you run up the wall.
Right.
I mean, there's probably, I say, anywhere from 15 to 20 people under this bridge, and women and children. And it was windy as hell. It was definitely windy.
Yeah.
After the tornado went by, we all came up and we actually seen the path that it took right across the highway, the bridge we were under, and it just took the concrete right out of the ground. You could just see where you could see the path that it took by, and it went back and hit the town that we had just came out of. And we had just ate. We were coming out of Denver. We had just ate at this little small town cafe. And when we went back into the town, it was gone. It was leveled.
Oh, see, that's the only part that I don't like. Like, I would watch the news and I would see what it does to towns and stuff like that, and I'll just sit up and I'll just be like, no. But yeah.
But you know, shout out to those who do risk their lives to get that footage, because if not for them, we wouldn't be able to see what it looks like, or to catch, to capture those moments. We never would, get that opportunity to see it.
Well, shit, I think we would, because at the end of the day, you still got the news channels that
look at the
have
thing
great
that
footage.
Look at the things that people went through just for the technology to learn about it. I mean, you got to remember the movie Twister was based on real events.
Yeah.
I mean, it was exaggerated, to an extreme, but it was still based on real events. People really had that machine, and they really did have to put it in the path of a tornado in order to figure out what the tornado does.
One of my favorite movies. Whenever it shows, I don't give a shit if it has commercials. I will sit up and watch it.
Yeah, Twister is a good movie.
It's
a good film.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, because we're coming up on monsoon season here in Arizona. It starts in July, and Usually with monsoon season, that's when we get the really good breezes and we get a lot of rain.
We're
But
also coming up on Shark Week.
I love Shark Week. I can't wait. I
Now,
can't
see,
wait.
this is the part where y'all lost your goddamn mind. I fucks with a lot. I fucks with a lot of shit, but I don't fuck with no sharks. Goddamn.
Yeah, I
Well, you
love
know what?
Shark Week.
I love it. I love
I
it.
would
I love
love to
it.
swim with the sharks because really sharks don't really give a fuck.
Okay, so you know
You
what,
go right.
Crystal?
That's the problem.
She done gone too far with the shit. You know, I just want to
Right.
look. I want to sit back and watch it on the big screen and watch the guys on the expeditions out there with the
Yeah,
sharks jumping out and eating other fish and all that shit. I ain't trying to swim in a goddamn shark.
I'd love to like get in a shark cage. You
Catch that
know.
bitch on a bad day, chump chump, eat her ass. Mimi Acosta eaten by a shark, dumbass. No, she was on CB and the Boys
Be
talking
my
about
luck.
this shit.
Be my luck. The chain would break. The cage would fall to the bottom of the ocean, and I'd be fucked.
Yeah, that would be fucked up. Yeah, perhaps I won't go into any shark cages anytime soon, but I just love sharks. They're such fascinating creatures and they're so beautiful. I love watching the air sharks, like when they jump out of the water.
I like
I
to
love
watch them
sharks. Yeah.
right through the camera screen or
I
through the
love
glass at SeaWorld. Oh, look, it's so pretty.
I love whales too. Orcas are like my favorite, but I love humpback whales too because they're beautiful. Blue whales are gorgeous. I love sea. I love sea creatures. I love
I
sea
Okay.
life.
did
You know,
on our last cruise to the Bahamas. I did get to watch a school of dolphins
sweet. I love
playing
dolphins.
in the water, swimming alongside of the boat. I did get
I,
to see that. That's something you don't see
Oh,
often.
yeah,
yes, that's
I love
beautiful.
Dolphins out in the
dolphins.
wild doing that. That was
Yeah,
cool.
Yes. Yeah.
that's
That
neat.
sounds like it was. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking another cruise. You know, going someplace cool though. I don't know.
Well, we did just
Book another cruise.
yeah,
Why does that not
for
shock you?
her birthday week
You guys,
Oh,
to Haiti.
oh, we're finally gonna
Remember,
get to Haiti, huh?
remember we was gonna go to Haiti last time,
Yeah,
and
and we didn't get to go. Yeah.
okay.
so yeah, we did do a Bahamas Hades cruise.
That'll be
We are
fun. You guys are gonna have
we
so
are
much
looking at that right now, and we found a pretty cheap one too.
really.
Yeah, it's
Because
only
cheap and cruise don't go hand in hand. So
it's only $350 a person.
only. Okay. But you know I have to have a balcony, so for me it'll be 1,400 no matter what.
You in that damn balcony.
Yes.
Damn right. Once you've had that experience, you will not settle for less. Let's get this straight. When you have a balcony, you have
True
the most
that.
beautiful view, especially during the day. It is gorgeous. Plus, at night, if you want to have your little drink sitting on the balcony, sitting outside with the
Looking
beautiful
at what
ocean
you can't
waves,
see.
it does
Did
not
you guys
matter. It's
did
the
you guys
ambiance.
did you guys see what I said it just said? He
What?
said supposedly if ever attacked by a shark, punch it in the
Punch it
nose
in
and then
the
swim away like you didn't just hit it.
yeah. They
Yeah.
say that's what you're
So
supposed to do. 'Cause
so I said it just so you know, because if y'all remember, we had this conversation and I said something about that, and you were like, "How do you know that?" So that is true,
Yes.
but here's the problem:
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
That bitch is
in
coming back
water,
more pissed off. Uh-huh.
being able to swing with enough force to hit him in the nose,
Mm-hmm.
and to be conscious enough to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you still got to
Yeah.
punch him like you would punch a person, and that's
Yeah.
hard to do in the water.
Yes.
True.
Yes. Yes.
Especially
But
if it's
but
chomping on your ass and it's
that's
got your leg. You
that's
can't like
that's
reach down and punch it in the nose.
that's true facts though. The nose
Yeah.
is the weakest point on a shark.
Yeah, it
That's what they
disorients
tell you.
them.
They hit him in the nose.
Yeah.
Stab it in the eye.
That works too.
That's my thought.
That's a fact.
I'm going for the eyeball.
Yeah.
You can't eat what you can't see.
This is true.
You know?
That part.
But if I'm bleeding, that shit is coming after my ass.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like chomp, 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 chomp. She's somewhere to bitch.
But as I was saying, like with the balcony, once you've had that experience, you don't want to go back to just looking at a wall. Heck no.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get on a cruise, get
Well, the problem
whole
is,
experience. It's so
problem
good.
is, Crystal, you spend the whole damn cruise in your room.
No, that's a problem.
Yes, and loved it, and will do it again. I don't get those moments to sit on a ship in the middle of the ocean with the beautiful ocean air and the breeze coming in, and this beautiful suite, this beautiful room, and a balcony over the ocean. It is amazing. So yeah, I'll pay $1,400 over and over to have that experience if that's how much it is. I don't care. And plus I have time to pay for it. So I don't care. But if I'm going to take a cruise, I'm taking that cruise and having that experience again. Oh yeah.
And be like,
You're
knock, knock.
welcome.
I'm on the balcony. Okay, see you later. Chung.
Yep. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Solitude is something that you don't always get, especially when you have, a regular hustle and bustle life and you're busy doing things. Just to have the solitude to sit and do nothing.
You might as well just get a pontoon boat.
No.
Get a pontoon boat and sit on that.
No.
Same thing.
Because
a lot cheaper. Because you ain't paying for the pool and the restaurants and all that shit.
No, because it is a lot harder for a sea creature to sink a pontoon. To sink a ship than a pontoon. So no, I'm good with a cruise ship. I'm good with that. But just to have that experience was great. To just do nothing. Because really, when you think about it in the whole grand scheme of things, you can actually do everything you want on a cruise ship the first day and just chill the rest of your time there. Everybody basically gets to know everybody because you're seeing the same people the whole time. A cruise ship is only but so big. It looks gigantor, but when you're on it and in it, it is not as big as you think. And it's easy to do everything in one day.
I wouldn't want to do everything in one day.
But I'm just saying it's possible because the ship is not that big. But to have that alone time and that solitude and just sit there and chill and just be one with the ocean. It was just amazing for me. And I loved it. And I would love to do that again. That part. That other stuff, they can keep it. But that balcony, yeah, that's for me. 100%. That was amazing. I loved it. Loved it.
Cool beans. Well, yeah. We'll be talking about that soon. What else is new, guys?
Wow.
Anything else before we close out our evening? I miss Roger.
Yeah. You left me all alone here with you two knuckleheads.
Yeah, it's all good. You had a good time.
You're welcome. Well, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. But
I know you ain't trying to wrap this shit up right now.
Well done. Yes, because I'm gonna get to say my spiel tonight. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. No.
Trey said, hey, I'm here too. Exactly.
Hi, Trey. You've been here.
You've been here. Yes.
When did I said it? Said what?
That makes
me wonder how many folks wander off and sleep with a person they've been seeing for the exactly, and that does happen. Shipboard romances. Where do you think the Love Boat came from? Not everybody that was on the Love Boat wasn't, going on the Love Boat with somebody, but they always left with somebody. Let that one marinate. The Love Boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many ship romances. I mean, as a matter of fact, one of the most beautiful classics, An Affair to Remember, with Deborah Carr and Cary Grant, which was such an amazing, amazing film. But Cary Grant plays this playboy named Nicky Ferranti, who is just so, the it boy. And so he was already engaged to an heiress. Well, Deborah Carr was a girl. She was traveling, just a lady alone. She is already engaged to another dude. They meet on the ship, fall in love, and decide that they would meet on Valentine's Day. But at the statue of at the Empire State Building, and they were going to, be together, and they were going to take 6 months to make it work. And so after their trip and everything, like it was just such an amazing thing, and just watching them fall in love, because love happens when you least expect it to happen.
You
And
are
sometimes-
shortening your closing tonight.
It's all right. They know what I'm going to say. Anyway, but it is such a good film. And so when I said that, like, yeah, there are so many shipboard romances. They really happen. They haven't
Yeah.
happened to me yet, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm totally open to that.
They got to be able to pick you up. That's a whole lot of doing when you're on a ship drinking.
I said, see, I understand you. See, yep, he gets me. Yep. It happens. And if you guys want to know what happened in An Affair to Remember, you gotta rent it or buy it. You will thank me later. It is such an amazing film. It's a classic, and it's not black and white. It's in color for those of you who do not like black and white films, but it is a classic, and definitely definitely a beloved film. So definitely, if you get a chance to see An Affair to Remember, do yourself a favor and see it. And make sure you have tissue, because you're going to cry. As a matter of fact, Sleepless in Seattle
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Sleepless in Seattle had a lot of clips and a lot of mentions of An Affair to Remember. As a matter of fact, kind of Sleepless in Seattle is kind of centered around that concept. It's really a good film too. So if you get a chance to watch An Affair to Remember, Sleepless in Seattle, I definitely would recommend that. Definitely. And then we have the remake of An Affair to Remember with Warren Beatty and Annette Bening, who are still married to this day, because they fell in love when Warren Beatty did Dick Tracy, because she starred in Dick Tracy with them. So that's how they fell in love. But it's such a good film, and their film is called Love Affair, which is based on the concept of An Affair to Remember, which actually Katharine Hepburn also stars in that. It's one of her last films. Such an amazing film. Such an amazing lady. So I would definitely recommend all three of those films.
How do we get back on movies with CB?
Because they all center around An Affair to Remember, which is
Guys, it's been really, really sweet. Look, one love, God bless. It's our time. The time is up. I said it. Trey, Carrie, all you beautiful people. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Peace out. One love.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
All right, and here's for my quick speech. It's been real, it's been fun, but sadly our time is done. It's been real fun. Thank you so much, guys, for rocking with us tonight. We come to you every Wednesday as your Midweek Motivator, offering you music, motivation, conversation, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. And hopefully you got that and then some. We drop some knowledge on you. And always, always, always do your due diligence and educate yourself, because knowledge is what? Power. And we all need to have power in this day and age and remain strong. Also, don't forget to like us and subscribe. In order for us to bring you more and do more, we need you to like us and subscribe, share our podcast, share the live, share the love. And it can also really and it can also get you some prizes as well. Jesus. Wow. Really? So we'll see you next week. Same time, same station. Bye-bye.